Hello, everyone. Welcome to Teachly University. And in this lecture, we're going to be discussing how to set goals the right way. And this is a course that I've actually been working on for several weeks now and doing research because I think for a lot of us, and myself included, I think are guilty of really setting goals the wrong way. And there is a wrong way to set goals. And we're going to discuss how we can do it the right way so we can be more deliberate and more effective in achieving whatever goal it is that we set out to accomplish. And I want to start with a quote from Tony Robbins, who said, "Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible visible." What does that mean? Well, I think that the biggest frustration that so many of us have is that we have these dreams, these desires, these goals that we want to accomplish. But the problem is that it just seems like it's so intangible. We can't sink our teeth into it. We don't really understand or know how it is that we can accomplish these goals because there isn't so much necessarily a roadmap. Our brains don't come with an instruction manual on how to use it effectively. We have to sort of learn as we go, oftentimes. And this leaves a tremendous amount of frustration and I think also anxiety and fear because there's things we want to accomplish. We don't know how to get there. And I think this leads to a lot of discouragement and why I think the personal growth industry has grown so much in the past just few years alone. I think because now in this complex world that we live in, there's a desire for people to really understand themselves more, and especially when it comes to how to achieve goals. So, like for example, with New Year's resolutions, all of us after New Year's, we have these new resolutions we want to accomplish. Maybe we want to lose weight, get a new job, get in a relationship, earn more money, whatever it is. We all have these New Year's resolutions. But how common is it that so many of us set out, to go after these resolutions so we can accomplish them, but then we fail to do so, and we're sort of like this this little sleepy koala where we're motivated in the beginning, but then we sort of just lose steam and we never set about to accomplish our goals or whatever it is that we set out to do. And this is extremely common. So, why is that? Why is it that so many of us struggle with setting goals and accomplishing them? Well, again, to refer back to Tony Robbins, he says the secret of success is learning how to use pain and pleasure instead of having pain and pleasure use you. If you do that, you're in control of your life. If you don't, life controls you. And what he means here is that what governs our decisions is that we try to maximize pleasure and minimize pain. When you think about the decisions that we make every single day, from the most mundane and small and insignificant as buying a cup of coffee to the bigger decisions like what we invest in or don't invest in or what relationships we choose to participate in, it is all based on maximizing pleasure and minimizing pain. And some of these decisions we make are constructive and positive, but other decisions that we make could be negative and could be detrimental to our way of life. And a lot of this leads to procrastination, where procrastination is when we associate more pain with taking action than with inaction. So, what does this mean? Well, for example, let's say we have a project that we want to do at work and we have to finish it by a certain deadline and we procrastinate till the very end. Why? The reason is because when there's enough pressure built up against us, we are forced to act. And again, it's the pain and pleasure formula that Robbins was talking about, where we begin to associate more pain with not doing the action than we're doing it. Because if we don't finish the project by a certain deadline, we can get fired or worse. We could we'll have a difficult time finding another job because it's a blemish on our resume and so on and so forth. So procrastination can become a big problem, especially when it comes to pursuing our dreams. Let's say maybe one of your dreams is to write a book, and you have everything ready to go. You've written all these notes. You're sitting in front of your computer, but you fail to really write anything because you associate more pain with writing the book or starting than with not writing it. Because writing a book is a lot of work. Maybe you're tired from being busy at work all day or taking care of your responsibilities with your family and friends. And that is the reason why we procrastinate, because we associate more pain with taking action than with inaction. And again, it's how these emotions govern the decisions that we make every day. And then we create these mental roadblocks that prevent us from really utilizing all of our internal resources, this inner genius that we all possess, to really be able to accomplish our goals. And this is where this frustration comes in. We keep doing the same things over and over again. And it's because of these subconscious behaviors and programs that have been cemented into our personalities through years of repetition, through repetitive thoughts and behaviors and actions that we take every day that over time lead to these permanent behaviors. And the reason why these behaviors become permanent is because of the emotion behind them. That something happened to us in the past that was so emotionally intense that it cemented these behaviors. And these memories or past events could be good and bad. And as a result, we develop our personality. And thus, we have personality traits that can encourage growth, but discourage growth as well, and also lead us to really having a problem with achieving our goals. So human beings are emotional creatures. Thus, to achieve worthwhile goals requires injecting emotion into them. By using our emotions as leverage, we can generate the juice necessary to pursue and achieve our goals. We need emotion behind it. And the mistake that I made is that I would sit down and write my goals down on my journal. I'm a big fan of journaling. I'm a big advocate of it. And I encourage you to do so as well. And as you'll see, we'll have some exercise that I'll discuss at the end of the lecture that you can do. But in any case, you can write down your goals on paper all day long, but if you don't inject emotion behind them as to the why you want to accomplish these goals, then it really becomes a waste of time, and we're really just not generating the motivation necessary, that juice that we need, that life force in order for us to make our dreams into a reality. So to achieve our goals requires asking the right questions. Hence question mark there. We got to ask the right questions. The reason why many of us don't achieve our goals is because we ask disempowering questions like, why is it that I can't make any money? Or why is it that I'm alone? Or why can't I find another job or the right job? Why is it that I can't seem to lose weight? Why is it that nobody likes me? When we come up with enough disempowering questions, our brain is going to come up with disempowering answers because of the references that we've associated with these questions based on past experiences. All of us have been turned down for a date, or maybe lost money in an investment, or maybe we've struggled with our careers from time to time. And we will always only remember the negative moments in our past. And we use those as references when we ask these disempowering questions. So we have to ask the right questions, empowering questions. Like, what can I learn from this? How can I solve this problem? What can I do to make more money in my job? Or what can I do to improve this product or service? You can get as specific as you want with these questions. And the more specific, the better. And when you ask more empowering questions, you will come up with more empowering answers. But the biggest or most important question is why? Why is it that you want to achieve this particular goal? Why do you want it? Why, for example, do you want to make $1 million? Why is it that you want to lose 20 pounds? Why is it that you want to enter this intimate relationship with somebody that you're dating? Or why is it that you want to start your own business? Why is it that you perhaps want to write a novel? Why do you want to accomplish any of these goals in the first place? And I don't think many of us really think about that. We just sort of write these goals down and we talk about them and we try to go after them, but many of us fail to do so because we never ask ourselves as to why. Why do we want these goals? Why do we want to accomplish them? And when you ask that question, you can come up with the right answers. And sometimes these answers can shed light as to whether or not you even want to pursue this goal in the first place, whether or not it's even worth it. And I think you'll discover that when you ask this question as to why. You may begin changing your goals. And I think that this happened to me, where I began shifting my focus as to what was really important. The other important question is, what if? Now, all of us are guilty of what ifing. So many of us, and myself included, what if about the worst case scenario? What if I lose my job or get fired? What if I go broke? What if I get an illness? What if this relationship doesn't work out? We catastrophize about the worst case scenario. So we want to use this question as leverage to empower ourselves so that we can, again, use these emotions and feelings to drive us towards shifting our focus as to what we want. So, what if, for example, you didn't achieve your goal of, say, maybe, for example, getting that dream job? What would happen if you didn't accomplish it? How would that feel? Or what if you got that dream job? What would it feel like if you got it? What are the new opportunities and experiences that you have? So you want to use pain and pleasure as leverage so that you can accomplish your goals and associate more pain with not pursuing your goal and more pleasure by pursuing it. So let's say, for example, we have one of your goals is to make $100,000 a year. Maybe this is, again, just a generic example, but let's, for example's sake, you want to make $100,000 a year, and maybe right now you're making only 40 or 50,000. So why do you want to make $100,000 a year? These are just some examples as to why. Maybe you want to get out of debt. You won't be able to pay off your student loans or credit card debt that you have. You want to give yourself more financial stability so that you can invest and save and pay off your bills and give yourself a nest egg. You want to feel empowered. Notice the feeling empowered are feelings associated behind our goals. You want to feel empowered and have confidence in yourself that you can make money and support yourself. Or maybe you want to donate to your favorite charity. There's charity and organizations or causes that you believe in that you want to help. Or when it comes to material items, maybe you want to go on that European vacation, or it could be purchasing another car or a home. Something to, material items are a way of expressing yourself. Perhaps you want to save for retirement, start a business, and you want to have more confidence in your skills and abilities to start in your career so that you can work and start businesses and make even more money and provide valuable products and services that can help others. There's an infinite number of reasons as to why. Again, these are just some of many examples. That's something you have to figure out as to what your goals are and why you want them. But we need to know why. And really think about what would happen if you achieved these goals. What would it feel like if you're able to accomplish all these things? That's something that you really want to consider. So again, to use pain and pleasure to our advantage, imagine, let's look into the future 5 years from now. And what if you didn't make these $100,000? What if you didn't take the action steps necessary? What if you didn't go out and really focus and go after this specific goal? Well, you would accumulate more debt, perhaps. You would feel discouraged because you're not progressing in your career. Can't enjoy the luxuries that life has to offer. You can go on vacations or purchase a new car or a home or other items that can enhance your life. Perhaps you have to work past retirement age. I mean, who wants to do that? Imagine thinking 15, 20, 30 years into the future where you're still sort of stuck as to where you are. There's no momentum. You're not progressing in your life. No new opportunities or experiences. You can't support a family. Again, think into the future when you're older and imagine yourself not accomplishing this goal. It wouldn't feel good. There'll be a lot of pain associated with not accomplishing this goal when you really think about it. What if this did not happen? Now, let's look at the flip side of this. What if you succeeded? Well, you'll feel amazing for one. Again, notice the feelings here. You will grow as a person. You can enjoy new opportunities and relationships. You can start a new career. You can travel and enjoy life's luxuries. You can start a charity. You can support and grow your family and friends. The opportunities are limitless here. Imagine if you succeed. Imagine 5 years down the road you were able to accomplish this. How amazing would that be? How pleasurable would that be? So again, it's associating more pleasure with pursuing the goal and more pain by not pursuing it. It puts your brain into a corner where you're forced to act. Again, remember it's that example with procrastination before, like you had a project at work and you waited till the last minute before the deadline to complete it. And a lot of students do this too, where they have assignments due and they write, we're all guilty of this, and the night before the assignments due, we work on it. Because pressure, used the right way, used as leverage, can force us to act. And you want to use pain and pleasure as leverage to your advantage. You want to use pain of not being deliberate with pursuing your goals. And again, it's not so much the end result that is the reward. It's the person we become at the end of all this. That is the real reward. So then where do we go from here once then we begin to use pain and pleasure as a way to leverage our decisions and setting goals? Well, we need to be very clear about what it is that we want. When you get vague answers, you get vague results. Or to put it another way, when you get vague questions, you give vague answers that can give you vague results. Okay, you need to get as specific as possible when it comes to what it is that you want. And be clear about that. You want to make it so specific, so real to you that when you think about it, it's like as if the goal has already happened. You want to make this as tangible and real to you as possible. Write it down if you have to. Write pages and pages if you have to. In really being deliberate and clear about what it is that you want to accomplish, how your life you want it to go, whatever that may be. You got to get clear about this because this is your life. These are your dreams. These are your goals that you want to accomplish. So why not take the time to make them real to you? And when you get specific and clear about what it is that you want, and you ask the right questions, why do you want to accomplish this? And imagine what it would feel like if you were to accomplish these goals. But imagine a disappointment if you didn't take the time to pursue them, if you never even bothered. Then that is what would really motivate you. And again, to put you into a corner where you're forced to act and to really begin to take action towards what it is that you want. So, and as I mentioned in the beginning of the lecture, one of the exercises that I recommend that you do is to get your journal and really begin writing down what it is that you want. Be very, very clear about this. Get specific as to what it is that you want to accomplish. What do you want to do? And break this down into your career, personal development, relationships, economic goals, whatever that is. You want to break them down and get specific as to what it is that you want to accomplish and what you want to do. Be as clear as you can. Don't worry about perfection. And again, your goals can always change. But be clear about what it is that you want. And then take the time to step away and begin thinking about what would it feel like if you accomplish your goals. Why do you want to accomplish them? And what would happen if you didn't even bother to try? If you didn't take the steps necessary to go after what it is that you want? And I think when you really use pain and pleasure as leverage, you're going to see, I think, tremendous changes in your life. And you're going to see that over time, you're going to be able to accomplish a lot of your goals. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. Because you reshifted your focus as to what you want. And it was Earl Nightingale who said, you become what you think about. And if you focus only on your problems rather than solutions, then unfortunately, you're just going to continue to be stuck, not go anywhere, and not progress in many facets of your life. So thank you for watching this lecture. Please visit my website at teachinguniversity.com. We give you all my lectures and subscribe to my email list. We can get updates on all my new courses and videos and news and events related to Teaching University. And I also encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel when you get updates on all my new lectures. So thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.